Hey, caregiver. This is the place where faith meets caregiving and caregivers. Find strength to keep going, keep pushing, keep loving, and keep caring.
Hey, caregivers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the My Favorite Girl Caregivers Corner podcast. I am your host, Priscilla Jean-Louis, and I am so excited and elated to have each and every one of you tuning in on tonight. Listen, before I go any further, I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, go ahead and share the podcast. Share it from whichever platform you are on. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening on Facebook, wherever you are, go ahead and take a moment for me and share the podcast. And while you're doing that, I too am going to do the same thing. So I'm going to just turn away for just a second. If I'm not looking at the screen, I want to be able to share this on my platform. So do that. And then do me a favor as well. As you're coming in, go ahead and let me know where it is you are tuning in from. So I'm just going to take a moment to do that while you are coming in. Put your name in the chat. Put your place where you're viewing from. Put it in the chat. And let's have this conversation on tonight. Of course, this is a space that's created to strengthen, empower, inspire, and uplift caregivers through real, personal, and impactful conversations. And so do me a favor also, take a moment, like, follow, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, and tag and share. If there's a caregiver, it doesn't even have to be a caregiver on tonight. We are looking, our topic for the night is living well at every age, resources and opportunities for adults 50 plus. So doesn't even have to be just caregivers on the night. If you know somebody in this here area, even outside of the area, but if you know somebody that's 50 plus, tag them real quick. Tag them and tell them to get on and listen to the podcast. All right. So we're going to take a moment and we're going to do that before we get into the conversation. And then remember as well, the podcast can also be listened to on digital platforms. So we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can also go to the website at www.priscillajjohnlouis and on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe on there. Once we get off, you can listen to this podcast as well as others on those platforms as well. All right. So thank you all again. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. So I'm not going to prolong the time at all. What I want to do tonight is go ahead and get into this conversation. And so listen, this is a conversation that I'm having with my guests that are on here, but I also want you to join into the conversation. So as we're talking, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, put them in the chat. We're going to pull them up. If you have any questions for the guests, do that as well, and we will address those on tonight. Hello, Olivia. Thank you so much, sis, for joining. She's joining from right here in Tallahassee, Florida. Liv, that's a friend of mine, y'all. Liv, we gotta go to the senior center because we over 50. So we're gonna learn about some of these programs on tonight, and we're gonna have to go out there and check them out. All right. One of the things that I love most about this platform that I have here is that while I bring on caregivers and they share their heartfelt conversations with us, they courageously share their journeys with us. I also believe that it's important to shine a light on the organizations that are right here in our community that are making a real difference in the lives of everyday people. And so tonight's episode is going to be just that. I've had an opportunity to share in some spaces with at least one of our guests, shared in some spaces with her, and have also been able to go over to the Tallahassee Senior Center and take part in some senior things, senior connections that go on once a month. I've been over there, and so it's a great place to be. I have my little card that my little key card, and I'm proud of my little key card that I have that I can get into the door. But one of the things that I've not done is taking part rather in some of their programs. And so we're going to learn about those programs on tonight and see how we too can get involved with that. Okay. And so caregiving doesn't happen in isolation. It takes a community of people, programs, and resources working together to support not only those who need the care, but also the family members of those who are walking alongside them. So that's why I enjoy introducing our audience to these organizations that provide education, connection, encouragement, and practical support, because sometimes the right resource can completely change somebody's life. And so that is our hope for tonight. So today's guests represent one of those organizations. Joining me are Ceola Grant and Ivy Ward. Through the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation, they're creating opportunities for adults 50 and older to stay active, connected, engaged, and living well, while also supporting families and caregivers throughout our community. I'm excited for you to hear about their incredible programs and the services that they offer. But before I welcome them onto the podcast, I want to take a moment and give you a little background on them both. Ceola Grant is the Senior Services Manager and Executive Director of the Tallahassee Senior Center. She brings years of experience in aging services and senior center leadership with connections to the Tallahassee Senior Center dating back to 2003 through her work with Lake Ella Manor and the Florida State University College of Medicine. Most recently, Ceola served as a senior center manager in Virginia and returned to the Tallahassee Senior Center in May 2025 as the senior services manager. She now serves the community that helped shape her foundation in aging services. Ceola is passionate about supporting active seniors and creating opportunities for health, wellness, lifelong learning, and social connection. Ceola holds a bachelor's degree from Florida A&M University and dual master's degrees from Florida State University. She is excited to serve older adults and to help keep the Tallahassee Senior Center at the forefront of senior centers across the country. And then we also have Ivy Ward, who is a community engagement professional with nearly 30 years of experience dedicated to serving older adults and strengthening community connections. Her career began in 1997 as an AmeriCorps Vista member, followed by the start of her professional work in 1998, building a lifelong path in service outreach and program coordination. She currently serves as the Southside Outreach Coordinator with the Tallahassee Senior Center, where she connects older adults with programs, partnerships, and resources that promote wellness, engagement, and quality of life. Her work focuses on expanding access to services that support healthy aging and social connection. Across her career, Ivy has coordinated volunteer programs, supported community-based initiatives, and built partnerships across nonprofit and service organizations. She is known for her compassionate approach, strong communication, and commitment to ensuring older adults feel supported, informed, and valued in their community. And guess what, y'all? On today, Ivy is also celebrating her 50th birthday. And so I am so honored and elated that she would join the podcast tonight on her birthday when she could be out celebrating and doing anything else. But that just shows you the heart and passion that she has for seniors by wanting to be here and to also share this information. So happy birthday to you as well, Ivy. I would sing, but my voice is not healthy right now, so I'm gonna spare you that song. I'll sing it to you later. But happy birthday to you, ladies. Welcome so much to My Favorite Girl Caregivers Corner podcast. Thank you both for being here. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany is on as well. She says happy birthday to you, Ivy, as well as Olivia again saying happy birthday. She says welcome to the 50s club. It's the good club to be in. Good club to be in. So thank you all so much for being on the podcast on tonight. I'm excited to have you on and to talk about your programs that you have there at the Tallahassee Senior Center.
Well, thank you for having us.
All righty.
Thank you, Priscilla. It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce and reintroduce the programs of the Tallahassee Senior Center to our community here in Leon, as well as all our surrounding counties.
Thank
And happy
you.
birthday, Albie.
Thank you.
And we're just gonna jump right into this conversation. We'll jump on and we're just gonna go straight into it. And so when many people hear senior center, I don't know about other people, but the first picture that kind of pops in your head is bingo. You know, the older people like to play bingo and card games. But how would you all describe the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation? What is it really? I know it's more than just bingo. I don't know if y'all do bingo there and card games, but tell us about the Senior Center. What is the Senior Center all about?
I'm happy you started with that because as I come to tell people, you play bingo. We don't play bingo anymore right now. Not that is anything wrong with bingo. I love it, and we have many centers that do it, and seniors enjoy it. But I will say that the active community that we have here in Tallahassee, they are busy. I tell people all the time, we are not your grandmama's senior center. We
Okay.
we we are a different kind of senior center. We our foundation really prides itself on creating programs that our older adults in our community are looking to, whether that's lifelong learning, our arts programs, and we're heavy in the fitness and health. We pride ourselves on having a very full schedule of health and wellness programs that range from doing our screenings to provide services for older adults to keep them healthy and get their numbers in check and learning about all of the areas. We are just blessed in Tallahassee to have two universities, three now with in college that provide us with just a wealth of professors as well as just professionals that can provide a range of programs, whether those are lunch and learns that are available for them to learn about different topics from heart conditions to diabetes. And then we really love that we're able to do the outreach as well into the surrounding areas, not only in the downtown senior center, but in over 16 other areas and programs that we provide throughout the area. So I will say to all 50 plus, because that is where we start, is 50 plus, that you are welcome. I mean, from pickleball to ballet to
Oh,
mahjong to bridge to crocheting to quilting to watercolor to self portraits, where we have those that sit for self portraits. Some of those may even be a nude portrait. Who knows? We do
oh,
everything at our senior center. Contra dance, swing dance, but we also pride ourselves in providing support programs, and those come in the form of supporting our caregivers and supporting those that are caring for whether they're older adults or even family members, but providing the services they need and the resources with having a nurse that we've had that just retired for 23 years, but also having licensed social workers that provide mental health programs and individual counseling through our services. So just a wealth of information that we can get into.
wow. I'm just gonna sit here and try not to. I don't want to say feel bad because I'm always going to be proud of my age, but whenever I hear senior and 50, I'm just like, wow, because I remember when I was much younger and I would think, my mom was in her 40s and I was thinking that was old. And now that I'm in my 50s, I'm like, wow, now it's 50 plus and it's connected to senior. And I'm not really sure how I really feel about that. But Ivy,
Mature,
welcome to the
mature adults. We're mature
I love.
adults, but we know what we like, and that's the good thing about having a center that is focused on what we like
yeah.
at a mature age.
That's what it is. I like that. It's the mature, it's senior, it's mature 50 plus. I like that better. Because now I feel like I gotta go run out and get my AARP card or something. Hey Ivy, wait till they start sending it
Yes.
to you in the mail.
I got my card a couple of years back. I don't know what that was all about, but that's
Yeah.
for another time.
Another tab. Another
Yes,
tab. All
yes.
right. So as people come to the foundation, to the senior center there, what surprises people most once they actually start becoming involved? What gives them that, like, outside of just saying, wow, I didn't know all of this existed. What surprises them the most?
I think
You would
for me, who has been in the senior center, I guess, footprint for over almost 2 decades, it just surprises you how much they have to offer. Ceola just kind of gave you a drop of some of the things that they offer at the senior center. But honestly, I think that it's a welcoming space. Everyone feels valued and seen. Um, it's a place where people form relationships. We've had marriages, engagements. It's just a wonderful place that just succeeds or supersedes people's understanding of what senior centers look like. Again, what Cielo said earlier is not your grandmother's senior center. We're using um, a different platform to meet those seniors that are not our grandmother's seniors, but today's seniors with active living, optimal health, social connections, meeting people where they're at. And that's, I think, what sets us apart from many other senior centers. And many of our senior center participants are volunteers. If you come to the senior center, the wonderful thing about it is that we are um, professionals when it comes to our volunteers. We have volunteers that man our reception center or greeters and all for a lot of our programming. We make sure that they get all the training and necessary support they need so that when they're engaging with our public, that you wouldn't know if they were staff or if they were volunteers. Only way you would know if you look at the name tags that they're wearing. Um, it's just it's definitely not what you would expect. And like you said, you've come, Priscilla, to the coalition meetings, so that gives you a chance to hear about different agencies and what they have to offer in the community. But coming to our senior center gives you an opportunity to hear from those participants about what they've done in their past and why they want to be at the senior center and engage in these activities and participate in these activities. It's I call it like a social club. I mean, that's
okay?
really what I feel like our senior center is, like a social club. So,
And you have quite a few people that are in attendance at your programs. At least from what I've seen, they're very active and participating in these events.
yes, they
Right.
are. Yes, they are. In any given day, you can have from 10 to 70. Ceola has did not even mention the concerts that we have, and I'm so excited about the concerts that they offer there, the coffee house concerts, which gives them an opportunity to come to a concert during the day so they don't have to worry about driving at night. There's coffee available. There's great music from people from all walks of life that are in the music business. That room in our dining room, which you come to for our coalition meeting
Mhm.
that happens once a month, that room is packed. It does not matter what it is. It can be R&B, it can be blues, it can be country. They look forward to the coffee house concerts. As she mentioned earlier, those presentations that we have for the doctors, that come in. So again, it's just meeting people where they're at, making sure they have all the resources they need. What she just shared also about the 16 outreach locations. So everything doesn't always happen at our main location downtown at the North Monroe Center. So we have our community centers around town. We have our outreach centers also in the county areas in Fort Braden, Bradfordville, Woodville, and so forth. That we have programming that we bring to those communities as well, because a lot of them just don't have the resources to come to Tallahassee for those programs. But we don't want them to miss out. Some things also we provide by Zoom, so we can meet people that don't drive or don't have any access to transportation to get out. So we just, like I said, we're thinking always forward. And the second location is going to also give us a chance to expand on these programs that have been just a wonderful addition to our community. They've just
Yeah.
been everything, and it took us 20 years to get this dream to come true, to get that second senior center. But it's coming, and we're excited about it. And I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about when, and we're hoping very soon. I'm just going to leave it like that. Very soon,
Okay.
very soon.
All right. Very good. And I love that, because oftentimes people out in the rural communities, like you say, they can't get here. When you talk about Fort Brayton, which is way out, kind of, rural areas, so Bradfordville, all of that. Now, let me ask this: do you all provide any transportation for, if you have those who don't have transportation? Do you have like a van or something that will pick up as well?
We do not do aerial pickup
Okay.
as far as like pickup to the center. There are some programs that we can provide referrals to for transportation, as well as there are, when we do special trips, we do provide transportation available for those that register. And I will say, many seniors that participate in our programs, the Upslide program, which is and Friends Connection, they are avenues to be provided bus passes and that type of. But we do not have a transportation service that is provided on a daily basis through the city.
Okay. Okay. Just wondering about that.
I
Okay.
wish we
And
did
so,
in the future.
hey, future. I was about to say, I see
In
it
the
in the
future.
future. I see it in the future. And when you talk about your concerts and stuff, are those local artists that you all are bringing in, or you bring in outside of the local
We
area?
have had artists from as far away as Wales. We have
Oh,
had we have artists that come down from Tennessee. We have artists there is a plethora of local as well as just venues around the country. We have been blessed that one of our staff members who started this program as a health and wellness program for socialization and music. She is quite the traveler and has a love for all types of music. And she birthed this out of just a love for wanting to bring that to the seniors. And it has just grown over the last 2 years. Just with us being able to do over 9 to 10 concerts a year every month. So, and it's paying for itself in helping us, even with paying the artists to come in. It is sold out every month. That, as Ivy said, the room is packed.
love it. I'm here
Yes.
for it. And see that right there sounds like a really good date night for the seasons, the
Yes,
adult
and it
event,
actually is a
mature
date.
adult.
Is we'll say it's a date lunch because it is a
Ele-
morning. It
Oh,
is
it's
a
during the day.
11
That's right. It's
a.m.
during the day.
They'll be back.
So they do
Yeah.
not. They can come out early and be back
Okay.
home. They
There
don't
you
have to.
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
Yes.
So y'all can have some really nice
and
date
I don't want
moves.
to take away because we do evening
Mhm.
events as well. And that is
Yes.
one thing that we stand out with as well. We have our foundation, the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation, allows us to host evening events as well as our sponsors and partners in the community. We have art receptions that we do in the evening, as well as many dance events, and with our contra dance and swing dance, and other social events throughout the year that we really open the doors up to the community as fundraisers, but also as socializations. Deck the halls, which is being one,
Yes.
has been in the community for over 23 years and has provided holiday cheer throughout for our older adults, and we look forward to hosting that at our new center this year. So that's going to be exciting. But we always are having some type of event. Many people say, y'all are always doing something. We are. There's always an event going on at the senior center that you can attend or find out if there's one closer to your house.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Have a question on here. It says, are the events free to the public, or is there a small cost associated with them?
It just depends on what events, but for the most part, there's a small suggested donation, and
Okay.
every event will, have that information available. So whenever you go to that website that you've been screaming for us, Priscilla, for members for your
Yep.
watchers to kind of see, that's our website there, take you directly to our website. So all our programming and anything that has to do with the Tallahassee Senior Center is there. If they will just go under classes and programs, they can see what we have to offer, and they can register for different classes that we have. But yeah, most of them are free. But like I said, if there's a fee or but they are for suggested donations.
Okay.
And I want to emphasize that they are suggested because that
Yeah.
is one of our causes and things that we pride ourselves in is that we never turn away a senior.
Okay.
So that it is truly a donation, and we have been blessed that we get seniors that put back into us because they feel they are getting, you know, the quality programs, as well as just beautiful sponsors and partners in the community that help us to provide the programs. But definitely, we do not turn away anyone. We are
Okay.
always going to make a way.
Love it. And so, for those of you that may not be able to see this and you're listening on the digital platform, that website is www.tallahassee.seniorfoundation.org. www.tallahassee.seniorfoundation.org. You can visit that website and find out about the programming that they have going on there and see when it is you can, catch one of these nice concerts for your date day.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna move on and talk a little bit about the group that you have that you're running, Ivy, the Southside Senior Services. Tell us about that and the role that it plays in reaching older adults in and throughout our community.
Sure. The Southside Outreach programs are programs that are brought, basically mimic the programs that are at the main location, that we take to our Southside communities. So our 32305s, 32310, 32304, though it's not considered Southside, but it's in the Promise area. So we want to reach our residents that live in those communities and bring programming there. So we have monthly programming that we offer for them to participate in. We have Healthy for Life series, which is an 8-week series that they can come in, and we have different speakers that come in and provide information and training for those participants. They receive notebooks so they can keep up with that information and kind of just go back and just relearn a little bit more about what they've done in those 8 weeks. Such a wonderful time to just connect with each other. It definitely eliminates the social isolation that many of our programs are trying to eliminate for our senior participants, because before COVID, but even more so after COVID, we've seen that a lot of our seniors are just kind of like sheltering in place and staying away from activities and just socializing, and they are diminishing at home by doing that. So we're trying to meet them there, bringing those resources there, saying, hey, you don't have to drive that far. If someone can bring you right here in the neighborhood to participate. So we have a lot of the programming at Jack McLean Community Center, Jay Gaither Community Center. Our fitness program, the Brain Body Balance, happens at Optimus Park. During the summer months, they're closed. A lot of those centers are closed for the summer. For the children's programs that they offer camps. So we have to find new locations. We've been fortunate to be able to have a wonderful partnership with our county libraries. So the libraries have been opening their doors. Our BL Perry location opens their doors for we can do programming there during the summer months. Just recently, shout out to CarePoint Health and Wellness. They're giving us a space for an event that's coming up next month. And, we're just very fortunate to be able to house these programs still in the South Side community, even during those temporary disruptions. I shouldn't say were temporary breaks for the summer, but we're excited to return back in August to our community centers and offer these programs. So Healthy for Life, again, is an 8-week series. We also have a wellness circle that happens throughout the month. We don't do one in January and February to just kind of give ourselves a little break, but it's a sister program to the Healthy for Life series. The only thing is that it's only for an hour. The Healthy for Life program is for an hour and a half, those 8 weeks. So we have speakers that come in, we have different presentations, we have activities. And again, the participants love it. They go back and they share that information. They bring people at the next classes. And that's where we really are very, pride ourselves in making sure that our participants understand that bring someone along, because again, sometimes you may not feel comfortable talking to them about some of these things that we talk about at these classes. So bring a partner along, bring someone along with you. We encourage that. We also have lunch and learns that are offered too. So those are different activities and different presentations. We have one coming up next Wednesday. It's going to be July 8th. It's going to be at the CarePoint Health and Wellness Center, and it's
Okay.
on our website as well. But yeah, you need to just give me a call, or you can email me as well. That information, of course, is on our website, but we would love to have them. We are also going to host a health fair next month, July 23rd, and that's going to be at one of our partner community centers at the Lincoln Neighborhood Center. So as
Okay.
I mentioned again, that no, that's not Southside, but again, that's in our promise area. So again, we know that those communities over in the 32304 area also just need a little extra support as well. So we're offering those that health fair there on July 23rd. So again, that information is available on our website. And again, bringing in a wonderful community partner to partner for this event. We're going to have one spectacular vendor for the event that's going to do all those wonderful things that we need with screenings, demonstrations, information. We're going to have raffle door prizes. It's going to be a great time to socially connect with each other and also for us to continue to share information. There'll be a resource table there from different agencies that we work with and partner with to provide information to them as well. And again, I'm looking forward to doing another one towards the fall, and then I will have more vendors available. But again, with the space and short time during the summer months, we just try to find what's convenient and available for us at that time so that we can continue our programming and don't have any disruptions.
Okay. And these programs, are they typically during the day as well, or what
Yes,
time?
yes, they are. They start around 11 a.m. and
Okay.
they conclude between 12 and 1. So that way,
Okay.
anytime during the year that is, when time changes and some people like, oh, I don't want to be on the road late, you still have enough daylight to participate and get in safely.
Okay. All right. That sounds good because one of the biggest challenges that adults, the older adults are facing rather, is isolation. I mean, whether it be from COVID or what have you, staying in is just like, yeah, I don't want to go out. And right now, it's so hot outside that you barely want to do it anyway. But I think that is absolutely amazing that, you have these things going on to, one, be socially connected. I mean, be able to get them out of the house, get them out of their element for a little bit to connect socially. That's very important. Sometimes older adults hesitate to attend the programs because they don't know anybody, or they're afraid, or they feel out of place with that. What would you say to someone who's considering attending for the first time?
Well, everyone is welcome. And that once you come in the door, I promise you that there will be someone there that you know. And if not, before the end of the class, you will know a few people. At my classes can end at 12, but I have 20 or 30 more minutes that I have to leave them sometimes, that they're still connecting and talking, exchanging phone numbers, talking about what was presented that day, and things like that. So it lets me know that what we're providing is definitely making an impact and making a difference in their lives. So yeah, anyone that's shy, you will no longer be shy. You
Okay.
will definitely
Yeah, you-
you'll feel a part of it. And like I said, we meet people where they're at. Those that don't feel comfortable, people come with their I have a few participants that come that are caregivers like yourself, and they bring their loved ones with them, and the loved
Okay.
ones are able to function and keep up in those presentations. And I just see the glow on their face, like the relief, because everybody is giving support to that loved one. The care partner is having a little respite, and then the participants are participating with that loved one that has some type of challenges. And it just makes me feel good to know that they feel comfortable enough to bring their loved one out in these type of settings. Because again,
Yeah.
we're not there to judge anybody's situation. We want people to come and get the information, to get the resources, and again be seen and be appreciated for what they do. And again, we can't celebrate our seniors enough. I mean, getting older is a gift. It's not
Yeah.
afforded to everybody.
Absolutely. I love it. I was just telling one of the young ladies who comes over here and sits with my mom, and she's a young lady. And I tell her all the time how, it does my heart so well to especially have young people who don't mind taking up time to be with seniors. A lot of times, as people get older, people want to push them to the side. They don't want anything to do with them. But it's so refreshing to have young people who don't mind caring for or just being around. Oh, I like older people. I love older people. I love their wisdom. I just, hanging out when I had my mom and my grandmother, that was a time all by itself because you just never know what you're going to get. but it's something that I really, really enjoyed. And so I love that focus on the seniors, because like you said, I say it all the time, if the sun keep going up and coming down, we're all going to get to that place where we will one day be seniors, if nothing changes. And so taking care of them now, that gives us hope as we continue to age as well. We do have another question here that says, are there any weekend activities? Do y'all provide anything over the weekend?
Our Southside programs, not necessarily. There is a wonderful program that, of course, I know Ceola and I will talk about a little bit later as well. So many of our programs, but the lifelong learning, or the L3X program, it happens in September. It's a month-long event, and so sometimes there's opportunities to have activities on the weekend. We are working on those schedules now, and so it'll be posted probably probably next month sometime, to give people an idea of what the classes and stuff will be. But sometimes, and as she mentioned, like some of the not concerts, the classes or programmings that we have, maybe something with dance or some of our art shows and things like that, they may be available during the weekends as well.
Okay. Great.
And
Go
I
ahead.
will just follow up with that, Priscilla, and say that that is one thing that we are looking at heavily with our second center opening, that we will be open on Saturdays. So we
Okay.
will start having a few more programs, and each area will have specific programming that they'll do probably on a Saturday per month. But we definitely look at that expansion includes offering programs, because we know that our seniors still work. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we
Absolutely.
want to make programs available, as well as we will have some extended hours as well when the second center opens. So we look forward to expanding even more of our art programs, the lifelong learning, as Ivy mentioned, but health and fitness. We'll have more fitness classes that'll be offered, having a fitness room as well at the second center. So there will be opportunities for a weekend as well as after five type activities more.
Okay. And where will the second center be located?
The second center is located on Wilani Boulevard, which is in the Canopy community.
Okay.
And it was a thriving area, as we have learned and knew many, many years ago, that the 50 plus population is booming in that side of town, so that we know there's so many that are coming in from our surrounding areas. We also have programs that are out at Bradfordfield Road, and so we know that that side of town, and even our east side, even all the way over to the south side, we have people that are coming from that will be able to attend programs, and of course open to the entire city. But both centers are available under one membership. There is not a distinction between, we are one senior center. We just don't have two locations.
Okay. And when we talk
Yeah.
about membership, since you just mentioned that, what
Yeah.
does membership look like?
And I will say, and I'm glad you asked that, because sometimes there's confusion, because we have a beautiful partnership with the city of Tallahassee. As you've mentioned, we are the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation, which is our nonprofit entity, and it does provide program support. But we also are under the city of Tallahassee, which is our operational and buildings, which the city provides our operation and buildings, which our staff is about half and half right now. And as a participant, which I will say participant, as a city resident or county resident, everyone can be a participant of the senior center. There,
Okay.
you can come in, do your participant form, get your card scanner,
Sure.
come on down. As a member, that means you would join the Tallahassee Senior Foundation, and that is when giving back and helping us provide support for the programs that we do. Our memberships for the foundation start at individual $30, and they go as high as with sponsors and businesses in the community at sponsorship levels. But every dollar counts. We love our individual members as well as we love our corporate members. But some membership does come with some other special invitations when we do those larger fundraising and evening events or even just social events. So being a member does have some of the livelihoods, but they also have some early registration benefits as well. When we get to those things like L3X,
Mhm.
it gets a little hot and heavy with during our L3X, and those that with memberships kind of know the difference between the when it's time to get into those registrations, they fill up pretty fast with some of the trips and activities that we do around the counties and even outside the counties. As far as even Jacksonville or Gainesville, some of those type things do fill up fast. So there's some early registration benefits that come with membership, but participation is always open for any city of Tallahassee resident and Leon County or so even surrounding counties. Just come on in and fill out a participant form.
Okay. All right. And that
Or go online. I
membership
will say
fee.
online as well. It is online as well.
Okay. That
Yes.
that membership, that's annual. That's not a one-time thing. You're paying it annually, right? Or
Yes,
renewing
yes,
it
it's
annually.
yes. And we
Okay.
also even
Wonderful.
have a program that allows for seniors to give every month. And it is a part of a membership drive as well as a funding drive for new programs at Wilani with a give every month. So seniors can give as little as $5, $10 a month if they would like to build and be at another level of membership, at a higher level of membership.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. And I am. I'm proud. I'm gonna become a member. I'm not a member. I just have my keep thing that I'm so proud of that I get to use when I go out there. But I love this. And the thing about it is that membership, it goes to help these programming, So I'm gonna become a member of the foundation. I do have Tiffany on here. She's in California. And she said, wow, if only I wasn't in California. Both centers sound fantastic. So,
Thank you,
when you
Tiffany.
move to Florida,
See?
you know, I know she's not gonna move to Florida, but yeah, these are actually some, a lot of this stuff I had no idea about, but I do love that. And I'm on the website on the other side and I see the perks with the membership. And I do think that it's well worth it. We're gonna talk about the L3X lifelong learning extravaganza for a few seconds before we get off as we go down. But yeah, there's some wonderful perks on here. And so I do think that it is very much worth joining, becoming a member. And I'm going to go back just a little bit with Ivy with the Southside. The groups on the Southside Senior Services. Her contact information is Ivy, vy.ward@telgov.com, or you can give her a call at 850-891-4045. So if you want to be a part of that or you want more information, give her a call to find out how you can become a part of the Southside Senior Services and those programs over there. Their health and fitness is very important. Is that like exercise classes, or you just teaching people how to eat well and all of that? Does it include all of that?
Yeah, so our fitness class is a little separate than our classes that we offer for the Healthy for Life and Wellness Circle. But we do have during our Healthy for Life, because it's an hour and a half, we do have seated exercises at the beginning of class. So we can kind of get them in the mood, get their body moving, get their mind saturated so they can get ready for their presentations. But our brain body balance program is for ones that may it's a program that is a fitness program that targets any individuals that may be at risk for falls or may have had some type of fall or some type of injury that may affect their mobility. And so the
Okay.
classes are normally seated. But the instructors, we have two wonderful instructors for our Southside program, the Optimus Park location that meets 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10. And I tell you, I've sat in on those classes and they're very intense. But everyone, again, is met with their ability. So you do what you can. If you can stand and you want to participate, you stand. If you want to sit throughout the whole class and the fitness class, you can. It's wonderful. Like I said, I've seen people come in there kind of, walking a little slower and leaving out, and they have a little more spunk in their walk. They're energetic, they're excited, they're laughing. We are all sweaty after the class, but that's a good thing, again, and they come back every twice a week. They come back because again they realize that you cannot just feed your mind, you also have to feed your body. And again, that's what
Right.
our senior center is about, making sure that we feel those gaps for our individuals with their mental state as well as their physical state.
Okay, sounds great. Now, there's another program that you all have that really caught my attention as well, and that is the GAP program. That's the grandparents as parents. And so I want to talk a little bit about that program, the grandparents as parents, because we realize, fortunately, unfortunately, we have a lot of grandparents who are now, at the prime where they should just be relaxing and, enjoying their lives in their older age. They have now found themselves in a place where they are now raising their grandchildren. And so the fact that you all have a program that's geared towards that, want to talk a little bit about that program. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. We love intergenerational, and for the opportunity to be able to help grandparents that are raising grandkids is really a highlight every day. We are blessed that this program came about as a funding through the Older Americans Act. And our foundation was able to apply for funding, as well as the city of Tallahassee and Leon County commissioners. They additionally give funds for us to help families. And currently we're serving 70 GAP families. So grandparents that are raising grandchildren. We have 142 children.
Oh, wow.
And we do monthly support meetings. And those are virtual as well as in person. Sometimes in the summer we don't do as many because the kids are out and grandparents are busy, but we do field trips. They just recently went on their end of the year, some for summer, beginning of summer kickoff to the Jacksonville Zoo. So we were able to take over 70 grandparents and kids over to Jacksonville and had a wonderful time. But it's been a great partnership and that's been welcomed in Tallahassee. We have a coordinator and two coordinators that work with the families. And so when the kids are in school, the grandparents are provided with training and support. And we do online meetings as well if transportation is an issue. But we also do meetings at the Leon County Library with the grandparents. And that's usually a lunch provided, but a speaker is brought in or a resource from the community to help grandparents understand, some of the things that are going on. Because even myself right now, if I had to raise someone that was in elementary or preschool or any of the, I would be lost. I mean, third grade math, I remember it's different now.
Yeah, it's so different.
It's different. So we work with the Leon County School Board as well to bring in different speakers, even just working with them to understand all of the computer things now that the kids have to do, as well as the logins. I mean, even putting money on a lunch account, it's just things that we didn't think about. But as a grandparent, that's something, that you hadn't even thought about or even, seen in years. And now all of a sudden you got to figure out how to log on and get your kids in different programs, and they don't take cash. And so we are providing those resources. And so it may range from different speakers on that to even things focusing on the grandparents' health themselves to make sure that they're taking care of themselves, that they're getting to their own doctor's appointments, and that we celebrate them as well. So we host a variety of programs from Halloween events to a holiday. We also are just blessed to have a community and even our own staff and members of our the center donate. We provide Christmas and adopt families and make sure that we are adopted. Catholic Charities steps in and helps us out with several adoptions, and whatever they can't do, our members come in, as well as our partners and sponsors, and make sure that the families are taken care of for any of the holiday events. But many events that we do are also supported by our students. We work with the School of Social Work at Florida State, as well as the occupational therapy students at FAMU. They do game nights. They do events. They visited both colleges. They've done tours. We pride ourselves on doing field trips with the kids, but as well as just with the grandparents by themselves. So this program is definitely one that we see growing, and we just love that we are able to provide that support because it is such an area that has
Is
been
needed.
unseen. I mean, but it's been going on for many, many years that grandparents have been stepping in
Yeah.
to be that backbone and take care of the children when they need someone
Now,
in their
these
lives.
events for this program, are these in the evening times, after like school hours or weekends? How does that work with this
They
program?
vary. They vary, and
Okay.
we the support groups for the grandparents are done primarily when the kids are in school. That way, they
Mhm.
can attend. But then we do events where they can bring the children to those events, and they usually are after school. They may be a 4:30, 5 o'clock type event. But we've done some Saturday events as well. They've done field trips and things on the weekends as well.
Okay. Do you have like churches that partner with you all to do anything, or the different organizations that partner? Is that an option?
There are, yes, and we have sponsors that because they can designate their donation to go to the program. So
Okay.
we have sponsors that have come in. Even I think our last Halloween party last year, we had several. We did a trunk or treat for the first time and
Okay.
had many of our sponsors come in and provide all kinds of treats as well as games, and they dressed up, and it was just like fun time.
I love it. I love, love,
Yeah,
love this program because, like you said, you have grandparents that are older who they don't. I mean, some of them don't even know how to use a cell phone, let
Mm,
alone a computer.
right,
Now the children, they're 1 and 2 years old and they can use computers and stuff,
right.
but not the grandparents. In this program, just here, I'm going to get with you after this, because there's some things, especially when it comes down to Christmas and stuff, that partnerships I think are great. And you're talking about 170 children that are involved in these grandparents. That right there is I like that. That's phenomenal.
Well, we
What
welcome you.
type?
Come on down.
I am gonna come, and we'll get together after this. With these grandparents, what type of emotional challenges do they face when you talk about a grandparent? Because, like I said earlier, you've raised your children, and not thinking that you're gonna have to turn around and do this again. What type of emotional challenges have you all seen that these grandparents are facing with that?
I mean, I think that they face the same challenges that parents do on a daily basis, but when you think about that, they are older and they're having to chase a toddler or get up with. I mean, because some have infants. I mean, we have children that are under 1 years old that grandparents have, that they're having to get up in the middle of the night, and but just, I guess, exhaustion and having
Okay.
to that daily tread. I mean, that all parents go through. Myself included. That we get up and say, "Oh God, I'm tired." Do I have to go to the school? Do I have to meet
Yeah.
the parent? Do I have to, you got to go, you try and you're trying to keep them involved. The one thing we see is that, they're great parents, grandparents, parents, they are great parents. They are keeping them involved, whether it's sports, whether it's just being in our program. I mean, they're making the effort. And I think it's just that daily motivation, and that is
Okay.
what we really try to make sure that we're telling them, and we're giving them their flowers and saying, you are doing a
Yes.
great job. I
Yeah.
mean, just, and we tell them to tell their friend. Do you know any grandparents that are raising their grand? Please tell them about us. That's what we, if you have anyone, and the school system does know, and they are aware. And I will say also that we have an advisory council that is
Okay.
made up of community members and grandparents, and they come together on a monthly basis, and they're able to talk about those issues, Priscilla, that may be affecting the grandparents as a whole. And they are very tight knit group. I mean, they
Okay.
use each other as support. They are very tight knit, and I mean, what one finds out, they're going to share it with the others, because many, whether it's a program that is being offered through us, or even other resources in the social service network. We are trying to share that, and they're sharing things with us as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I love that. I love, I love that that camaraderie and just what you're doing with that because, you know, it's just a different type of place, and in a different way. I mean, because, I'm senior now, I guess, mature is what we called it. But when my daughter, when they changed that math to that core math,
Yes. Yes.
like, well, what is this? And the thing about it is you come up with the same answer. It's the same answer. The simple answer is still the answer. They just want you to go through a whole bunch of different steps to get there. And it was difficult to do. So I can't imagine being 60 years old,
Mhm.
62, 3, having to try to figure out this core math and how to do that.
Yes.
So many things that I learned differently with my youngest, that had changed so much between that 8.5 years between the two of mine. And so I
Mhm.
can only imagine now the people that come in and do the trainings, are those staff members or they're community members or
There's a there's a good mixture. I mean, we have like even on our advisory council, we have the Tallahassee Police Department. It may be United Healthcare that's coming in, but it also may be social workers or professors that come and lend their support. I will say that our support group meets by Zoom,
okay.
which makes it more convenient and they sometimes meet twice a week. So it is not, I mean, they spend a lot of time together and sharing and talking. And that is the one thing that the support a staff member does coordinate that, but grandparents and the parents, they do quite a bit of the meeting as far as sharing and talking and going through things that they may need. The other thing that we provide legal type of assistance. So we have partners with law firms, partnerships that come in. If there are legal issues that they may be having, there is advisement that they can seek from partners on those type of issues. And as well as health screenings. We always are providing different health screenings that we have that may be free in the community. And that's for the children, that's for physicals, that's for the grandparents as well. We're going to share all of that information through our partners and try to make sure that they're getting to those events.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What would you say to adult children, churches, neighbors, and the community about supporting grandparents that are raising children?
I would definitely say to talk to them, and talk to the kids and talk to them as well. But it is definitely having a neighbor or just another adult to talk to is such a blessing to just have somebody ask, how are you doing? How
Yeah.
things go, um, not knowing if they have someone that might babysit, so they might be able to go get their hair done or go to the grocery store for a minute, without having to take all the kids with them or the baby with them. And it comes in that form in all avenues of aging. I go from 0 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've worked with children as well as adults. My specialties are in aging, so in every avenue, whether you are doing respite and caregiving for an older adult or you're caregiving for a young child. And if you're a neighbor, if you're a friend, if you're a family member, talk to that caregiver and ask them, how can I help you? Can I just come over and sit and you go take a nap? Or what do you need to do today, to just give them a moment?
I'm
Just
telling you, as a
just a
caregiver,
moment.
it means a lot. It means a
Yes.
whole lot because, and that's what I'm thinking about when even asking that question. You're right. It is the same. It is,
Yes.
just being available to them because they need help. That's the
Right.
reality. And the other side of that reality is they may not always ask for help.
Right.
Sometimes it's just, you do it for so long that you just kind of figure out how I can just make it happen myself because sometimes for whatever reason you don't always ask.
Yes.
But just being able to show up or just make that call or show up and say, hey, what can I do? Especially you have a grandparent. Some of these grandparents have 3 and 4, sometimes
Yes.
more children that they are now having to raise. And as the old people say, on a fixed income. And so something as simple as dropping off grocery,
Yes.
that may be
I
something
mean,
that you can
school
just,
supplies. School
yeah,
supplies are coming up. I mean, clothing, things are expensive.
yeah,
And as you said, we definitely have grandparents with multiple grandchildren.
yeah,
So it is definitely on a fixed incomes those. And yes, we have grandparents that still work as well, but even on some incomes, to have multiple children in a household, it is very hard for
it's a
a
lot.
grandparent to continue and to provide the things that children now see and want on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's difficult at times when you have to tell them that they may not be able to have that. So, and we do love, and it is really one of the joys of being able to take them on trips and to museums. They also went to the alligator farm last year in St. Augustine. But those trips came through a one large donor that
Mm.
donated, that paid for charter bus to transport them on a trip. Those type of things that are things that some of them had never been out of Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And so it was, a joy just to see the pictures of them enjoying themselves, the grandparents enjoying themselves, being able to take them somewhere. But we also do smaller events. I mean, as I said, we do family nights, and we have a wonderful art therapist that does programs with the children and the grandparents creating art. So it's just a great avenue. From the holiday events to just our monthly events. We always try to do something where they're going to enjoy themselves, but it's also we give the grandparents a little break also.
Yeah.
Got to
Yeah.
give the grandparents a little break.
And are there opportunities to volunteer if you have people who say, you know what, I love that, the sound of that. I want to be able to come out and to help.
Yes,
Is there a way
yes.
for them to volunteer?
Yes, and you can go through our foundation to sign up to be a volunteer and just say, I want to volunteer with the GAP program. We do programs. Our coordinator is always in need of assistance when setting up, with doing things with the children, or even doing things with the grandparent. I mean, so especially if you want to, help individual grandparents, there may be some needs that our coordinator is aware of that they can. It may just be a ride to the grocery store.
Okay.
Those types of things that definitely could be requested, and we would have a volunteer that says we have someone that could help you do that.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that. I love it. I'm going to definitely connect with you after this. And I know, I can go on and talk on, and our time
That's
is winding
okay.
down.
That's okay.
Our
Right.
time is winding down. I know there's another program that you all have, the Upslide Friends Connection, as
Yes,
well as
ma'am.
other programs that you have there. But just real quickly, give us a little bit about the
I
Upslide
definitely don't want to get
friend.
off of here without mentioning an upslide is
Exactly.
utilizing and promoting social engagement for loneliness, isolation, and depression in the elderly. And it is a very important program that we are so happy we have been able to offer for over 6 years. It did come about during COVID, and it is now a national acclaimed program through one of our staff members, just seeing the need as isolation got worse and worse during the COVID era, creating a group for mental health awareness, but then focusing it on friends connection.
Okay.
So it Upslide is the over layering program of our mental health programs, from individual counseling to art therapy to the friends connection. But I want to highlight the friends connection, which is a group that we have that meets 4 times a week in various locations throughout Tallahassee, at the Tallahassee Senior Center, at our Lincoln Neighborhood Center community partner, at the B.L. Perry Library, as well as we do an online virtual meeting as well. These groups are put together, just as it says, to create friends.
Okay.
If new to Tallahassee, widowed, just having a hard time getting out, finding friends, this is the group for you. It is no judgment. It is no labels. It is just come. We do interactive talking, sharing. I think Ivy kind of spoke earlier on how we have budding relationships, we have marriages, we have dating,
Okay.
but we just have a good time. And we're great to have. We have 2 licensed counselors on staff, as well as a therapist that do. But this group also meets together. They also do trips. They also do social outings together. We have had major success with having partners come in and provide trips and sponsorships for this group also to travel and to because transportation is one of our hiccups as well, with even just getting groups out. And we've had sponsorships to get them to places, just even doing cooking demonstrations together, learning how to cook together, learning how to write together,
I love it.
just going out together. I mean, we love it because, as Ivy say, when we stop and we leave, they keep going.
They do.
Yeah, yeah.
They
They
do.
keep going.
They
And
It's
that's
do.
what
like
it's all about,
yes,
building those
and
friendships.
and they are very bonded. I mean, and they know each other. They see each other now in public in places. And I will just say that one of our champions that is on our advisory council came to us as a widower. At the beginning of this group, he now serves on our advisory council, but has many times spoken for us in meetings and said that we saved his life,
Oh
that
wow. I
this group
love it.
saved his life. He's there before we start and he's there after we finish, and he will continue to just always come in. But there are many stories like that. I just highlight him because he constantly does speak for us at times, but there are many members that we've had that came in that have either survived or been widowed or even went through cancer or other health scares, but just found comfort. But I also want to say that we know that some seniors may not be comfortable at first with a group. We also
Mhm.
offer individual counseling at no cost um, for seniors who need to talk to someone who may have any mental health challenges. We are priding ourselves in even our staff becoming more mentally health aware of as things go on in our community, and we want to be here to provide assistance when there is a crisis in an older adult life, or even just our community members as a whole. And that's for individuals and professionals. We have offered 2 trainings in the last 2 months for mental health uh, awareness certifications in first aid, mental health first aid, for professionals as well as community members. And many of our advisory members and even some of our upslide members have joined those trainings to be
I was
more
about to say
aware
I want to get
and
a
be able
part
to
be
assist.
part of that training.
Well, I will let you know the next one we do, definitely.
Please do.
Yes,
Please
ma'am.
do. And so, as you all can see, the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation is a wealth of information, a wealth of programming for those over 50 who just need that extra something to do, so that you're not just sitting home alone, just letting time pass you by. There's a whole lot out there, a whole lot that they offer that is free or a small donation, and so you don't have to sit home and just be there. So contact them. Again, the website is www.tallahassee.seniorfoundation.org. You can go on that website. You can find out about their programming, the different services that they provide, as well as the information on how you too can become a member of the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation. You can also, again, contact Ivy at ivy.ward@telgov.com or call 850-891-4045. And I'm actually looking for your contact information, but I tell you what, I
And
will
I will tell you, yes,
it
I
will
will tell you.
go
You
ahead.
can reach me through any of those avenues, but our main line, if you ever, is always 850-891-4000.
There you
And
go.
that number will be available for both centers. You can reach any of the programs that we have mentioned. 850-891-4000. You fast. I love it.
That's the number.
But
So listen, contact them. They will. I will also have a link to the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation on my website, so you can also go to the website at www.priscillajjohnlouis.com. You can also find their information there. They have some activities that are coming up. I will be sharing those as well on my social media platform as well as on the website, so you'll know when those programs and activities are taking place. As you heard on tonight, you can have some date days and possibly some date nights with some of the concerts and programming that they have going on. I am going to become even more involved because I absolutely love that GAP program. When I saw that and was reading about it, I'm like, yes, this is what it's all about, and just being able to volunteer. But definitely reach out to them and stay connected with them. And I want to ask one final question to you all before we close out this segment. Before we end tonight, the whole mission behind our podcast is to encourage caregivers. I know this wasn't just about caregivers on tonight, but my whole slogan is to keep going, keep pushing, keep loving, and to keep caring. What words of encouragement would you leave with caregivers and older adults listening to the podcast tonight to encourage them to do just that?
thank you
Wow.
so much. Yes, Priscilla, because caregiving, I told you, it is like my love. It has always been my love from my beginnings and foundation in aging. I was a respite worker, and I saw the true meaning of caregiving and love when going into the home and providing respite care for individual families. So I would say to caregivers, please reach out. Please just say, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's calling our number. We have a resource coordinator on staff that can help you with finding resources in the community. I actually just attended a beautiful caregiver summit 2 weeks ago, and there is a wealth of information, other resource respite sites opening up in our community. Reach out to our number if you need help. There are so many avenues in Tallahassee right now through our area agency on aging, as well as the Tallahassee Senior Center through the city of Tallahassee, that we can help with even just navigating you to the right person that may help. We have a caregiver support group that does meet in person at the Tallahassee Senior Center as well on the second and fourth Tuesdays at 11 a.m. That can be found on our foundation website as well on the health and wellness calendar. And as I said, we do have counselors on staff that work with caregivers directly that can assist as well. And I know that at times it is hard, but you keep going, and we see you. We see you every day. You do does not go unnoticed, and you are doing a wonderful job. And I just say, love you and keep going. And please just reach out for help, because there are definitely many, many avenues through the Alzheimer's as well. But we know that there are so many areas of caregiving now that go unnoticed. But please just let us know how we can assist you in the future.
There we go. Ivy.
Well, I would say, just like what your podcast says, caregivers. When I think about caregivers, I think givers care. You have to care about the person that you're caring for, but you also have to care for yourself. And so, this platform that you created many, many years ago gives a voice to those caregivers, give a voice for them to advocate and say, okay, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And to, again, encourage them to reach out to not just us, to any aging field, any aging or organization or agency that is out there that provides support and care. They're not alone. It's not one size fit all. But again, the main thing is, caregivers, you have to take care of yourself. You got to go to your doctor's appointments. You got to have time to relax, because caregiver syndrome is real. And unfortunately, a lot of times the caregiver passes away before the person they're caring for, because they just forget to, is again, take care of themselves. So again, I applaud you for allowing us to sit in on your unique platform and this podcast to share about opportunities that can support the caregiving and caregivers, that can support caregivers and know that they are seen, they are valued, they are appreciated in our community, and that we are there at the Tallahassee Senior Center through the city of Tallahassee to provide as much support as possible. And if we are not the ones that can provide that support, we'll definitely have that resources. Ceola just mentioned earlier that our resource person has that information available, as well as it's on our website. You can go and do your own research on your own, but we do have someone there that you can speak to, and our counselors are always available as well. But keep doing what you're doing, keep fighting the good fight. We do appreciate you, and we do love you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Ladies, thank you again for joining me on tonight for the incredible work that you all do there at the Tallahassee Senior Center Foundation every single day to enrich the lives of older adults and their families throughout our community. Your work does not go unnoticed, and I'm glad that we can highlight that tonight here on this platform. And before we get off, I want to remind you all of a few things as well. As always, you can go on to my website as well, www.priscillajjohnlouis.com. There is some music that is out there. It is designed specifically for caregivers, to help strengthen and empower and inspire caregivers again to keep going, keep pushing, keep loving, and by all means to keep caring. You can also take a look out there and you'll find my Hey Caregiver devotional and prayer journal that's available as well on my website. And then I want to also highlight the Alzheimer's Project. Do want to inform you about this as well. The Alzheimer's Project, they do have 2 new respite sites that they are going to be opening real soon. One of them is going to be at Bethel AME on Orange Avenue. They will have volunteer training classes. So those of you who are out there who like to volunteer, who don't mind volunteering, they are looking for volunteers for the respite site. There will be a volunteer training class that's going to be held on Friday, July 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. And it's going to be held at Bethel AME at 501 West Orange Avenue. And so if you are interested in that, and I hope that some of you will take advantage of it, that respite site is going to be open on Fridays, beginning they're going to have a soft lunch on July 17th, and it's going to be operating every Friday from 9 to 3. Fridays, except for those that are holidays, it'll be from 9 to 3. And they are looking for volunteers. So if that's you, you have the time, you have the opportunity, please also register for that. You can email Claire at alzheimersproject.org. That's CLAIRE at alzheimersproject.org, or you can call her for more information at 850-386-2778. And so there'll be some more information shared out there on that in the coming days as well. But please take advantage of that, as well as the Big Bend Hospice. They will have their Caregiver Connection Walks that will be kicking off again on July 18th. That information will be shared on my website as well as social media. They have those walks as well as their powerful tools for caregivers. And Justice, who is the Caregiver Coordinator, Resource Coordinator with Big Bend Hospice, she was scheduled to be on the podcast next week, but due to some unforeseen circumstances that I have for next week, we're going to push that back. And so she'll be on the 23rd. And so, I appreciate you all greatly for tuning in on tonight. And, tonight we learned that aging isn't about becoming less. It's about continuing to grow, connect, contribute, and to thrive. Whether you're an older adult looking for a community, a caregiver searching for resources, or someone caring for a parent or a grandparent caring for their grandchildren, I hope that tonight reminded you that you don't have to walk this journey alone. There is community and there are resources out there for you. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the My Favorite Girl Caregivers Corner podcast, where we are committed to strengthening, empowering, and inspiring caregivers to keep going, keep pushing, keep loving, and by all means to keep caring. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on tonight. See you again on the next episode.